This is going to be a dialogue. So I want to really engage the conversation. I'm going to give about a little spiel, our little pitch of what we're doing here in Atlanta for about 7 minutes, 10 minutes. After that, we have some questions to open the floor up with. Just feel free to join in. So what I'm asking is that if you're somebody who's used to talking a lot, be mindful, right? Be mindful if you share a lot to be concise. If you're somebody who's used to just listening and not really engaging, you're a deep thinker, try to get out of your shell a little bit and step out there into the cold water and just speak up a little bit because we're here to learn from each other. So myself and my wife, we are farmers on the south side in Riverdale. We have a 3-acre farm. We started farming in 2017 with the real intention to feed our community because we already kind of foresaw what could happen. And just me being a farmer, I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes information of where the food system really was as far as sustainability and our position in it. And it didn't feel so good. I saw that a lot of our stuff gets trucked in, bussed in, flown in, shipped in. And I had that vantage point to peek behind the scenes and see that we're really small issue away from catastrophe again, 2020, even worse. So we really set out again to feed our community and didn't really understand the quantification of feeding the community. How much do you need to grow to feed a community? And so we started to really, again, get into the mix of it as first generation farmers, first generation homesteaders. And we really quantified very quickly that we can't do too much on a 3-acre farm in Metro Atlanta, right? As much as we wanted to, we just couldn't. So we did the next best thing for us was to find other people who are growing as well in that area. Again, we're talking about hyper locality. So we're talking about neighborhood or at least city or town. So we try to find and unearth more people in our communities that were backyard growers, maybe front yard. I mean, if you had a azalea bush, I was knocking on your door. Like, come on, we need more people to be available with the food, right? Or bakers. Like, you don't need a lot of capitalism commandeers our mentality to think we have to be awarded this title of baker or awarded this title of farmer, or you got to be a master gardener to show people how to grow. Big Mama and them did it with no degrees, no certificates, we just did it because we had to, right? It was our responsibility. So again, I started to find those people. I was going to Facebook Marketplace, going to the side of the road, wherever you could think you could find somebody who's growing food, we were there. And our intention was to, again, unearth those people so that we can make the food available. Then we created an app called Farm Fresh 24/7. So you can see it on your QR codes right now. That app is our hyperlocal decentralized marketplace, our parallel system. So again, as people are being unearthed, we can now tell them to join this app for free. They can post for free. And one intentional thing we took out was the payment gateway, right? So we wanted people to meet each other, right? That was the biggest thing about the app. It was to get you in community with the person who was growing the food. So this app was great. And we really started to, I guess, guerrilla market. We don't have any big budgets. It's just ourselves and one other person who run the app, Damian Ligi. So we started to really, again, started just marketing on TikTok, marketing on Facebook, market wherever we could, hosting things to try to stir up, people to come to the markets. And we really found out that it was kind of difficult to get this thing to really move, right? And then I finally made a video maybe 3 years later. We started this in 2018. 3 years later, right after 2020, a lot of energy was spiraling and a lot of energy was available to be creative. And our app, I guess I had a viral post or a viral moment, and the app went to 100,000 downloads. Those 3 years we were moving and grooving, we had amassed like 20,000 downloads, had this video, and it spiked to 100,000. And we were like, this is it. This is it. This is the real deal. We're about to really have this food system rocking and rolling in Atlanta. And we really had some serious data that we kind of galvanized from there or kind of grabbed from there. And it was out of 100,000 downloads, we had less than 1% of people actually making posts. So less than 1% of 100,000 were actually growers, bakers, or makers. They had the capacity to have a product. And again, we just look at the quantitative data. If this many people are supposed to make this much product, that's unsustainable. right? So we had to really recalculate our steps, and we started our grassroots movement, Collectively Sustainable. And this was our effort to create a somewhat of a community, a civilian brigade, if you will. And we started to reach back out to those same people that we met on Facebook, same people that we met on Instagram, same people that we learned about they were baking bread or growing herbs. We started to ask them, hey, do you mind becoming a teacher? Can you facilitate? Can you teach somebody the same thing you learned how to do? Maybe from your grandma, personal, maybe YouTube University, maybe you did go to school for it, but whatever it is, can you teach it? And we started to unearth people who were, again, willing and able to do it, because the caveat was we had to do it without the pretense that you were going to make six figures, without the pretense that you're going to be able to really go forward and just pay all your bills. I'm not being obtuse with our ask. It's like, if you're baking bread and you can make 100 loaves at $5 a loaf, that's $500. I mean, that's cool and that's advantageous, but it's just not practical for a lot of people. A lot of people are still working. So again, the asking for these people is that, hey, can you come in, maybe do it donation based? Can you just meet your community where they are? Can you give them what you have? And capitalism teaches you to hold your secret sauce. The recipe got to be tucked down. Can't nobody have a recipe. We're asking people to give their recipe. And they started coming in, and we call each other lighthouses. I'm sorry, I thought I had a t-shirt on. Lighthouses is what we call our educators. And the education faction is really important because, again, the underlying theme is we need more producers. So as the educators came in, we started to teach classes, and then we started to really connect ourselves with other people who had green space so that we can hold larger classes, and we call those folks stewardship centers. And this could be somebody who doesn't necessarily have a skill, but they have the green space. So you might just be a homeowner on a quarter acre, and you say, yes, I'll join this movement. I don't have a particular skill. I have the green space. Y'all can come over here and host your class here. I can fit 20 cars in my driveway. So now it goes from somebody asking, excuse me, I went a little fast. The asking for the lighthouses is to at least teach one person one time a month, right? Again, we're not trying to make you rich. We're trying to be sustainable. We're trying to build a system. So we partnered the lighthouses with stewardship centers or green spaces that we call stewardship centers. And now we have our facilities. Right now in Metro Atlanta, we have over 10 stewardship centers. They're typically farms who are also just willing to give a whole space or in exchange. And our main component that we run is something called the Roots Initiative, Resilient Organic Opportunities for Thriving Systems. And the Roots Initiative is, again, putting people in space to really touch the soil, maybe plow the land, learn how to build the beds, learn how to navigate your native plants, not the weeds, but how do you utilize the weeds? How are they beneficial? So it's a lot of things that we teach when we're able to converge on the land, right? It's a lot of bonds that we share when we converge on the land. We work together. So our community is really utilizing that 10 by 10 installation. Excuse me, I didn't say that. That's what the plot sizes are, 10 by 10. 10 by 10 plot can yield 250 to 340 pounds of fresh produce. And again, when we're talking about really building a food system, we have to really build the food system. We can't just say it out our mouths and then turn around and do the same thing. So again, these 10 by 10 plots are accessible for most people, even if you're in a townhome. And the beautiful thing about them is, again, this structure is plainly mutual aid. So if you're somebody who has a space, you buy the materials, and then we converge on your backyard. We build the infrastructure, and then you're partnered with the Lighthouse, who's going to walk you through the whole thing from seed to harvest to preservation. We don't even stop there. We do way more things, but I'm gonna keep it concise for the time. And that's what we do right now. One of our other things that we do is we teach people online. So our membership is $5 a month if you pay the $60 for the year, or you can do $7 a month like a trial. And that is very important to note, because we cannot act like we're not here to buy our way out of, or we have to build our infrastructure. I'm not gonna say we're buying our way. We're stepping away anyway, but we have to build the infrastructure to support sustainability. And so the $5 a month goes into our community pot, which pays for that Farm Fresh 24/7 app first, which allows it to continually remain free. And then secondly, what we're trying to do is get enough members so that these stewardship centers can get compensated, and then they can disperse the money directly to the lighthouses as they do courses. And again, we're not talking about, hey, what's going on? You again. So we're not talking about $60,000. We're not telling anybody that. We're not trying to outpace inflation. We're getting ready for the bottom to drop out. If the bottom drops out, can we support ourselves? Can we feed ourselves? Do we know that these are healing herbs that we're walking right on? Right? Do we know how to utilize them? Do we know how to make bread out of 3 ingredients like they used to do? So that's kind of what we're doing. Again, it goes further than that, but that's the premise of Collectively Sustainable. We're utilizing the resources that are already available. There is no brick and mortar overhead. Again, our facilities are our homes. So I host classes on a regular basis. And again, this is just our position as a sustainable mechanism is in Atlanta. We have over 200 members right now. This is not something that is just localized to Atlanta. We have other states like New Orleans, not Seattle, Pennsylvania. We got Miami, Florida. We got a couple spots in Alabama that are all enacting the same culture. So what we're doing, again, when we say we're stepping away from capitalism as a paradigm, we're shifting into something new that's centered around community. We're saying we have to change our whole orientation. And again, buying into something like that with your physical dollars and not expecting to get rich is a big step forward. So again, we have other people who are enacting the same culture in other areas. And what our job is to create, again, this network of growers, bakers, and makers nationwide so that we can now even have a logistical construct inserted, right? But the whole goal is hyperlocality.
This is exactly what I've been looking for. Can someone just teach me? Like
Absolutely.
I have the space and I have the desire and I have some, time, whatever. So,
Yeah, and our framework is very similar to nature. Like we're casting seeds. So as we convene, let's say converge on your spot, teach you how to install a 10 by 10. Again, our functionality is every installation is a cohort. Again, it's mutual aid. So our members are showing up, some of them who need to be trained, some of them who already know. We're converging on that plot. We're showing from breaking ground to planting plants. And again, from seed to harvest in hopes that we're planting the seed in you so that you can go forward and do the same exact thing. That's the replicative aspect of it. Like we're making sure that that's the intention. It's not, again, to get rich. We're saying get out and impact your community, not go across Atlanta. I'm from the South Side, so I stay on the South Side. That's where I go. I don't really go past 20. It's very rare that you're going to see me in Atlanta. That's not where I should be. I should be right there where my community is, who needs me, and I can walk to them and they can walk to me. Our front line of defense is going to be right outside our doors. So again, this app, Farm Fresh 24/7, is available for the front-facing public. So again, as we start to instill into people the information and the wisdom, the know-how to bake bread, grow products, make products out of their hands. We're telling you, go put it on Farm Fresh so you can wave your hand to your community. They can find you on there for free. They come meet you because there's no payment gateway. And the 9 times out of 10, when they come to my house, we have a 20 or 30-minute conversation about what this plan is. How did you learn this? So it evolves into more of a relationship. And if they come and they're repetitive customers, they get to know my kids. They're going to see my wife. It's just a even back and forth. I don't even have to open up about Collectively Sustainable. I'm just saying I'm here as a resource. You have the desire to learn. It's my responsibility to impart on you the knowledge that I have. I'm going to speak boldly for everybody. Everybody hungry to learn how to grow food. If you're not, something's wrong. I really thought it'd be 1,000 folks out here. Goddamn, I'm straight up. If you're not learning how to grow food, you're literally blindly walking into the flames. We're seeing the thing crumble down in front of us. The first thing is like preservation. And again, what we teach is not just the edifice of growing food from seed to harvest. We're teaching that the system already duped us out of the free stuff that's growing right out here in our land. They duped us that, we're going to buy dandelions in a store. Right?
I just
right?
bought dandelion tea. I just bought
Come on, y'all know I'm up here on this.
I just want to say thank you. I think this mission is really important, and the work and the labor that goes into it and teaching, I think that needs to be underscored. So I think my question is, okay, what's next for us here who want to just dive in? What would you recommend as the next step?
I say,
especially for those like me who want to get in and start building and everything, but we don't have the groundwork.
So I say it's 2 things, right? It's more than 2, but if you want to get in and you already know how to grow, bake, or make something, and maybe the community thing is a little off, Farm Fresh 24/7 again, please put whatever you learn how to do, whatever your grandma taught you, the onions in the sock tree. That's a whole course. You could have whole space with 2 people in a public park and teach them about the benefits of eating garlic. It's anything that you can do. Put it on Farm Fresh 24/7. We have a category in there about education as well. So it's not just the products, it's the education. If you are ready to take a step forward, please join Collectively Sustainable. Again, you can scan it right now. With that, the benefit of joining Collectively Sustainable is, again, we're building the culture. We're building it together. So you have your voice. And if it's something that you want to present that has to do with sustainability, that's not even food related, you can still present it to Collectively Sustainable. Sound bowl, Reiki, anything, solar panels. So whatever it is that we need to be sustainable. We do CB radio classes. Clothing, yeah, absolutely. Mending and or building it from scratch all the way. We have a farm that is in North Georgia that does fiber. So it's just a network of people who are skill sharing, basically. So if you are ready to join Collectively Sustainable, just scan the app. You have to download the Heartbeat Chat app. It's free. And then you just scan that and you can come in. And again, we prompt you first with authentic dialogue. So it's not just we're going to converge on somebody's backyard and start growing. No. So again, all of these things that I'm mentioning, the Roots Initiative on down, is for members, because again, you have to come in, you have to buy in authentically to a culture that is aside from capitalism. We're saying we're doing something and the money is not the issue. The money is not the main goal. The main goal is introducing ourselves to our community and building something hyper locally. So you come on in, authentic dialogue is one of the things you must take. And then there's 4 pathways that we ask for you to buy into organically or authentically, excuse me. First pathway is intentional spending. Again, maybe you don't know how to do anything yet. Maybe you don't have the bandwidth or the wherewithal, but we're asking you to take some of that money and divest it from the system. And again, support some of these people that you're going to find on the app. That's the first pathway. So just intentional spending. $20 a week is what we ask. Second pathway is boots on the ground. Boots on the ground is when we actually partner with farms. MOUs are a big part of our community. So like she was just saying, if you're somebody with land, maybe you have a small space to garden, but you don't have the time. We're encouraging that relationship to be built, right, through structure. So boots on the ground, we're encouraging you to reach out to farms, homesteads, gardens, and exchange whatever you have, admin skills, labor, whatever you have to offer to help their infrastructure. You offer that in exchange for knowledge. So we call that like an apprenticeship. So I have 3 apprentices that come to my home regularly. And again, I bartered sound bowl sessions for my family in exchange for understanding. We get meals made in exchange. So it's a lot of different things we can play with. A third one is social media marketing. Again, we're our own marketing campaign. We don't have a lot of money coming in for that. We don't want to spend a lot of money for that. I think that we all have voices. We all got these phones. And if you just take a picture and you're somebody who's on social media a lot, that's a pathway you can introduce yourself in. And then lastly is the production side. Again, the lighthouses. So come in either A, to make products intentionally to put on Farm Fresh 24/7 so you can impact your community. And then B, if you have the bandwidth, to teach at least one person 1 time a month a particular skill. So that's the value of coming in right now. And again, if you're willing, ready, and able to do the work, we're here. We meet on a weekly basis. We have Monday meetings. We have 3 Wednesday meetings out of the month. We study our community. We study our consciousness. So we do like book clubs, or we might get excerpts from documentaries or whatever to talk about. Anything that's kind of polarizing, we talk through them. Again, using that authentic dialogue construct. So we're not just coming in to just work. We're coming in to converse, to build community, to build the bridges. The third one, on Each One Teach One Wednesdays, we have hands-on classes. Again, there's Zoom. We have them in person as well, but on Zoom. So if you're somebody who's in another area or you need to watch a replay, we just learned how to make deodorant a couple months ago. And the objective is, so we're not just doing it just to do it. We're doing it so that you impact your household. And then again, we're asking you, if you feel comfortable with this product, take a step forward. They say, if it's that nice, make it twice. Make another one for somebody else in the community, put it on Farm Fresh 24/7. Right. And that's, again, how we invite people in. So we're teaching people how to do it, and then you execute. And that's how we build the system out, because right now we need more producers. We're calling ourselves prosumers, producers and consumers at the same time. So it's a balance. It's sustainable. So that's kind of what we do. That's what we.
Is there also like ways that people are getting fed through this operation, or like how does that look?
Well, I think just the fact of us literally building the garden plots is the feeding. So we ran somewhat of a food pickup distribution thing from the food pantry, and I saw how horrible that food was. And just honestly, y'all, it's trash. It's the worst of the worst. And I get it if you're really, really hungry. I would offer you something rather than nothing. But my position is we have to prepare now while we have time and energy and space and understanding. Building the food system up from the ground up is really the important way of feeding somebody. We're feeding into them in all dimensions.
That would
Right.
be like
Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically what Farm Fresh is. It's the way for us. So Farm Fresh is a bartering app. You can go on there and sell it, but we're encouraging our community. We barter a lot. That's the basis of our infrastructure, is like we exchange. So that's kind of what we do. We're teaching everybody again with these 10 by 10s. You might grow 3 products. You're only going to use a fraction of the 3. You might go tomatoes, peppers, and sweet potatoes. You're not going to eat all that stuff. It's built so that you have more to share. And the person who doesn't have full sun grows the herbs or the leafy greens. And now it's an actual process.
You could flesh out the difference between and the relationship between Farm Fresh 24/7, Collectively Sustainable, and Roots Initiative.
Okay.
I know that Farm Fresh 24/7 is an app.
Yes.
What can you do on that app that you're not doing in Collectively Sustainable? What is Roots Initiative?
Thank you for that. So Farm Fresh 24/7 is our tool. Think of it as a tool. So Collectively Sustainable is the entity. We're the culture. We're building the culture in real time. We're the educators. We're the learners. We're the green space holders. We're the people who are rewriting how we interact with each other.
And you pay the $5 a month to be part of Collectively Sustainable.
Correct.
Okay.
And with that $5, we pay for our tool. Our tool is our front-facing initiative, to where anybody can come in and access nutrient dense, ethically sourced, trusted goods. So if somebody wants to organize a general strike, or we want to protest this company or corporation, we need to have somewhere to put our money. We can't just hold it for a month, because what ends up happening is we protest or we withdraw for that month or 2 months or 3 months, and then you got to go spend it again. You double back, or you're buying it beforehand. So we all done been there, right? We're not going to buy for 2 weeks. We overspend 2 weeks prior. It doesn't make any sense. We have to divert the money somewhere. So again, what we did the other month was make deodorant. So now our members are on Farm Fresh with deodorant. And now, again, we can protest. Let's say it's Dove and they say something crazy. Or let's just say we're aiming for a specific faction within the hygiene care item aisle at the grocery store. And we're just saying, oh, we're going to all make deodorant this month. Next month, we're going to have it on Farm Fresh 24/7 and organize people to start buying from us so we can pull away from the big box system. That's kind of Farm Fresh as a tool, Collectively Sustainable as an organization, and Roots is just within the organization. So again, it's mutual aid. So members of Collectively Sustainable can participate in Roots either by being the green space owner. So you're home and you want to give your space away, maybe for yourself, maybe have enough space for other plots to be on your land as well. So you can organize that with other members, again, because we're of the same culture. Or you could be somebody who comes to learn. Maybe you're coming to volunteer your time. And that's the way that you can ultimately like continually give back to a system or continually build up a system. Did that answer it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so Collectively Sustainable is the entity. Roots Initiative is like how you frame your sort of goals and mission.
It's just one thing. It's just one. It's an activity. It's because I'm tired of people sitting around talking. Right? We're tired of that. It's like we have to get active. Food grows in the ground. Goddamn, we got to till the ground. So we're out there literally hitting the Georgia clay with mattocks, with pickaxes and shovels. And it's a team of 7. We got the old school jams playing. We got the beer in the cooler. We kicking it. So we're literally building community through that work ethic. The 10 by 10 is just a stance in solidarity. We're saying, yeah, I'm going to be a part of the food system come hell or high water, because I have to be, because nobody else is growing it for me. I don't have an agreement with anybody. So the 10 by 10 is just really the thing that draws people in. So if you're interested in growing and you have the space, but you don't have the teacher, now that's a little, that's like one of them things, a trinket that might grab your eye. That's all. Like Victory Gardens. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw on Substack, there's someone right now calling them Rise Gardens, which is like sort of like the reinvention of Victory Gardens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same concept, except for we're converging as an entity. Back then, folks knew how to work the land. Grandma, they already knew what was going on. We don't know. Again, I ain't gonna speak for everybody, man, but I'm gonna speak for everybody. Jokers don't be knowing nothing. Ain't nobody. Can anybody here bake bread? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's great. You see what I'm saying? Anybody growing their own food right now? Can anybody identify or make your own medicine as far as like a toothache or migraine? Right? So again, we have the resources. They're few and far in between. But if we all give what we have a system that has all the resources necessary. We just have to stand up and say, this is what we represent. This is our culture. And we're not just saying you lose your identity. You could be somebody who's already in an organization. Like we're partnering with the PMA. So they can come in as still the PMA, but here's our culture. We're representing collectively sustainable. We're saying that everybody takes part in the food system specifically, so that the next time we have a political election or whatever happens with Georgia Power or the data center, whatever they're going to do, which is leading off into one of my other questions, like we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared to stand up and say, y'all can't do this in my neighborhood. And we might have to tear this thing down. We might have to build, I ain't gonna say all the extra stuff, but we might have to really do things. Right. We might have to really do things. And then the government might react. And we have to be prepared for that. We have to be prepared with our food and our sustenance in mind.
Timeline you're working with, and like you guys are already providing classes, right? How often are you providing those classes, and for how many people?
We do online classes every month, so it's a themed construct every month. So like I mentioned, deodorant. February we did bread. I think we are coming up on tincture making. So we're going to go to Saul's. We're at seed. We just started seed. So from seed to harvest, we'll start doing that. That's online. But again, the beautiful thing is it's decentralized. The education is literally, if I want to give a class, I can give it as frequently as I want. And again, you don't have to have anybody validate that you're a lighthouse, that you have something that you can teach. You validate it. You're the one who gets to post it on Farm Fresh. You can hold space and say, hey, yeah, exactly. There's nobody for you to go to say, hey, can I hold this class?
Of like getting in contact with the entire community.
Absolutely. So when you join that Heartbeat app, that's like our personal Facebook or our personal, we don't do a lot of cats, you know what I mean, and hats and funny pictures, but we really post real stuff. So it's more like, hey, this is a volunteer opportunity on the West Side. Hey, I'm teaching this class over here. So again, the stewardship centers, this is a patch on my back. That's what it represents. That means I'm a green space. And what we do is just hold the space. So as people come in who have a particular skill they want to teach, you can sovereignly contact any stewardship center in your area or anyone that you like and say, hey, I want to host this class about baking bread with 3 ingredients or sourdough starters or what have you. Then you connect with them and y'all can work out whatever details you want to work out. But it has nothing to do with, like, again, it's decentralized. We need to make it available for everybody. Somebody might be able to host class in the morning because they work on the weekend, in the morning on a Wednesday. We have people do that. We have people hosting them on Sunday evenings. So it's, again, we get to fractal it out to where everybody's not waiting on one person to say, hey, come on over here. Nice.
What about if your skill is not like necessarily food related? Like I'm a therapist, I could lead like communication workshops,
Yes.
or like
Yes.
healing workshops.
Absolutely. That's a part of collectively sustainable. Again, anything that we know, so Farm Fresh was really just the food, but collectively sustainable is about sustainability as a whole. And again, we have people who are weapons trainers and they go to the range. That's their thing. So they hold space at the range every month. Some people go camping and they bushcraft. That's their thing. They're saying, hey man, we might have to stop living in these homes and build our own. So come learn how to It's, you validate your own skill yourself. There's nobody, again. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hit him, then back to you.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you for sharing this with us.
Absolutely.
Us with all this system. But I was wondering if y'all had any run-ins with the state, with the police over the time that you've been doing this.
We haven't had any run-ins officially, because it's like, what are they gonna do? Arrest the gardeners? Like nothing. I mean, it could happen. I'm saying we got to be ready to draw a line.
No, that's the truth.
That's just where we are right now. If they start coming, I'm collecting rainwater. I'm doing all kind of legal stuff. I'm gonna say it online too, man. We be over there doing all kind of legal stuff. We ain't supposed to have chickens and roosters and stuff like that. Yeah, it's illegal for everything. So it's like we're gonna have to really draw our line where we say, no, we're going to do this, and y'all can't stop it because we have enough people and enough sustainability to where we can hold our own. That's as simple as that. So again, we're on the quest for the numbers right now to buy into the culture. And again, your direct community is your first line of defense. We're not telling you to travel to Riverdale every time. That's why it's decentralized. So some people who have the green space, I need y'all to step up and be like, hey, I can hold the space. I have enough room for 10 cars to park. Y'all can meet in my garage, in my backyard, wherever. We're meeting at public parks. It doesn't matter. So we're building this regardless. Yeah. So we govern ourselves by a framework called theory of micro solidarity, which is basically we're all involved in this community culture and building it, but you're going to be gravitating towards people who resonate with more of what you like. We might have therapists and or sound bowl healers, and they might go off and do certain things, and people gravitate towards them because that's their thing. Bushcrafters, you probably see me. And we be out in the woods camping and doing our thing. And then again, it's just broken down. So we're still representing the culture, part and parcel, but we still have our individual things that we like, and we have the proclivity to kind of gravitate towards. We're encouraging that because that builds stronger relationships. And again, if we're hyper local, that means we're still connecting with each other in a frequent fashion. So we're not doing this like a once a month thing. As you find your community, you build the community through our training and our facilitation strategies. We're teaching you how to engage so that you can interact frequently. And that's the real recipe within building something sustainable. It's really how close are we to where if somebody comes to your house and knock on your door, whether it's ICE or the police or whatever, we're ready and able to stand up in solidarity with you. That's what we have to do. Right. Another pandemic. Pandemic. What's that?
Is Farm Fresh 24/7 the only place where food is being bartered?
No. We definitely meet in person. We probably barter more times in person than not because I think you came in a little late. The edifice of what we're building is a community culture. So we're using Farm Fresh as the introduction. It's the door knocker. Hey, I got eggs. You need fresh eggs. You need eggs that you trust. You come see me at my farm or my home, wherever I have the eggs, and you start to build this rapport with me because we took out the payment gateway. It's not just click it, buy it, ship it. It's out the way. We're making it very inconvenient. So you're going to have to meet each other.
I thought you meant that the app was free. I thought you were saying
Farm Fresh 24/7 is free.
No, when you said took out the payment, I thought what you were saying is we want to make this easy for everyone, so we made the app free. I didn't realize you meant you can't pay through the app.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So that's just the infrastructure we're emphasizing. It's not going to be convenient. That doesn't help us. For you to buy all your greens from me and I just bag them up and ship them to you, that does nothing for you because guess what? If something happens, catastrophic again, if the bottom falls out, I don't know you. You're not finna come over here and get nothing. I'm finna mess with my partners, right? So it's people I built a relationship with. And in exchange, the culture says it's a this for that. So as I'm providing you the eggs or the leafy greens, you're intentionally learning how to do something. That's what we're calling for everybody to do. You have to do something. We don't have the space to be inactive and then say, hey, somebody else is going to feed me. Because these dollars ain't finna be nothing in a minute. So our culture is, I got you. Our culture is that, again, you come in, you learn a skill, you introduce it on Farm Fresh, you organize your own bartering if you want to. We have something called a Growers Exchange we do seasonally. One of them we open up for everybody, but a lot of them are very intimate, where we meet with the same group of people in each other's backyards. And it doesn't involve money. You bring the thing that you learn how to make. You know what I mean? The deodorant, the toothpaste, you grew microgreens, you sprouted herb, whatever it is, you're bringing it. And that's how we're exchanging. And again, we're holding each other accountable. Man, you ain't bringing nothing a couple of times. God, what's going on? I can't count on you if something went wrong. You just keep on showing up with your spirit and your enthusiasm. Hey man, throw that out of here. We need something tangible. You have to commit yourself tangibly, right? So again, that's a buy into the culture as well. So that's here too. So
I'm curious if you have any sort of soil remediation efforts already embedded within your organization, stuff like pulling out lead, stabilizing lead in the soil, stuff like PFAS and other contaminants that can
I don't think we have anything formalized in an official capacity. I'm definitely one of those guys. I'd be like, hey man, whatever I grow is better than what's in the store. So I'd be like, I ain't finna look at no soil tests, but that's just me. I think again, the framework is somebody who has that top of mind joins a community and inserts that into the culture. Hey y'all, we need to really plant these sunflowers so that we can reverse these poisons out of the ground. This is how you do it. This is a standardized model. If you're somebody who's in a lead infested area, this is what you do. But yeah, that's again how we remain strong, is because we're decentralized in so many different arenas and areas. People come in with different vantage points of, hey, we need to do this. No. I think we need to do, we're saying do it. Whatever you're called to do it. Present it to the community. Give your offering by way of becoming a lighthouse. Give your time and energy, and you validate the existence of the same skill. Thank you for that. Go ahead.
I just was thinking about how we were talking about before about why we don't think people are in the streets and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like part of it is a lot of people are just in survival mode.
Mhm.
Again, I've been trying to show up for my community and do different things, but I still have bills to pay.
Absolutely.
Trying to work on my personal health, trying to go to the gym, make sure
Absolutely.
I'm eating right. And I think that's part of what it is just a lot of people are very overwhelmed with everything that's going on in
Yes.
the world that they want to,
Mhm.
but then when you have oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, but then I also want to do this, and it can just be so much.
Yeah.
Even when you do tap into your community, it can only be so much, but you still have your personal stuff
Mhm.
to deal with, and that's just something I was thinking about, how to combat that so that you can get past that to be able to help the community like you want to.
I think it's two different routes to take. Because I definitely see what you're saying, and I think a lot of us are in that same space. And I know I had to wake up at 4 a.m. sometimes to learn how to grow food. I'm YouTube University. I don't have no degrees behind me, no nothing. So trial and error, and YouTube has been my best friend. And I think that we have to make time, right? So that's just the plain Jane of it. I'm not finna decorate it. Jokers are gonna have to make time, or the bottom falls out. And then you gotta have time. So what I'm trying to say is, we know the bottom's falling out. Make some time. Make some time to literally get on the things that are going to benefit you. And even in a social emotional capacity, we know that gardening is healing, right? So it's not even that we're building something that's sustainable so that we can reduce our bills, or if we lose our job, we still can, feed ourselves. It's something that invokes a deep sense of healing. So that co-creative nature comes back as you touch that soil. So you might be able to breathe a little easier. You might not be so stressed, so anxious. And then you have that space and clarity of mind to tap into the community or organically. You know what I mean? But I think that's just what it is. We're going to have to do it. Either you do it now when we can calmly sit with each other, or you're going to do it when the bottom falls out and you're panicked and you're rushing, trying to build a community out of scraps. So I'm encouraging everybody to join Collectively Sustainable so we can build this culture and show other people how to do the same thing we're doing here in Atlanta.
I just want to add on to that. In terms of building community, that's what it is for. It's
Mhm.
when you don't feel like you can give, more than 10%, your community
Somebody
meets you
steps
where
in.
you are.
Yeah.
And that's why it's something I continue to reinforce. It's that's why I'm really excited to get involved.
Yeah.
Signed up.
Thank you.
But yeah, and also the people take stock of what capacity you do have, so you can show up.
Mm-hmm.
I was I have so much time. Why am I not a part of this? I
Mhm.
signed up right away. So those of you that have that capacity, show up for the people that are struggling.
Absolutely. Absolutely.